This is one series that really brings the tears of laughing and the tears of joy. We're to begin with chapter 607. I mean, the beginning of the chapter was just absolutely hilarious. It's so over the top. It's so ridiculous that you just cannot help but laugh with so many crazy antics they come up with this chapter. And that's the joy that Gintama can only bring with these randomness that really clicks in with you that you cannot help but laugh so much. And then the end of the chapter, it just brings amount of joy, the amount of hype that's gonna happen now that we have more characters coming in with everybody all joining together and no longer backing away. It was a great chapter from start to finish. It has a different mix of feeling, a lot of historical moments, as well as a great spirited moment. Honestly speaking, this is really hard to show you what happens in the beginning of the chapter without really looking at the illustration. Yamazaki explaining why he has transformed into this Rambo guy, why he has become Zakiyama. Now he's being put over so heavily in this chapter, or just in general, the fact that he can be so powerful, he can do the impossible possible that Hishikata and Sogo have trouble with. It's just so silly. It's like, what? It's like, all of a sudden he is being heavily praised, and all of a sudden he is now the top tier of this Shinshigumi team. What is going on? This whole thing, you could actually explain what happens to him, but you can't really explain the comedy, why this comedy really works, why it causes you to laugh so hard. The explanation is rather funny because it starts off saying like something that is very inspiration in some form of way, with Yamazaki always struggled to train himself, and he keeps seeing Kondo training his way to get stronger and all that such. When you think about it, it does sound inspirational. The explanation on how he resolved it is removing the t-shirt, and the t-shirt happens to be himself. So it's like, what is going on? That's your t-shirt. Apparently I'm wearing t-shirt. Now, of course I'm wearing t-shirt, but apparently I am the t-shirt too. So what the hell is going on? And Kondo with the visual of the real gorilla just showing up, pretty much giving the idea now he's officially a pure 100% gorilla, is just hysterical. I can't even understand what is going on. I love that part where you just see the explanation of every power up, and each of them sounds ridiculous one after another. None of them makes a lot of sense in terms of like what makes them so great now. Besides Yamazaki, the most obvious Rambo going through the veteran wars look. It's one of those moments you really gotta read. You really gotta see the visuals. You gotta see how the panel plays out. You see how the jokes really clicks in, especially with Hishikata gets tired out and Sogo offers a light to his cigarettes and then he ends up smoking again. It's like, what is the improvement? The funny thing is, all these kind of things would have worked horribly in a different series if it wasn't aware that it is meant to be a comedy. It is meant to be a laugh or joy. Because the other series, when they take this some too serious with that kind of antic, then it's going to be a huge problem. With Gintama, Sorochi understands when is to joke around and when is to not to joke around. This is obviously the time to joke around, as well as establish that this is the moment that you're just having a good time. And even the characters are really having a good time. With their old bickering, always having complaints, it feels like a good old day. I really love how they transition to the moment that you get the understanding that this whole moment, this whole comedy segment is made to let you understand that nothing has really changed. Everybody is still the same. Everybody are still themselves. Everybody is doing the things that they usually do, and it's something that we always love, knowing that a lot of things has been destroyed, but guess what? There is nothing different with us. There's nothing different with the people in here. There's nothing different what there are in right now, because it will always be their hometown. It will always be their place to protect. That was such a great satisfaction, because how it transitioned to give you the idea why this comedy segment even happened. At least we know they're not going down with a whimper, but they are going out with a bang. Then we get the Zenzo scene. This time he is back with Oniwa Bashu. What makes this part great, that it actually connects to the earlier segment. This is the moment where Zenzo actually finally got his idea on what to do. More more of a bounce back from his depression. These ninjas are no longer in the shadows. They are going to protect their people and their country. You pretty much get the idea that he was influenced by Soyo. He understands that these people, the people that are in this war, the people that is in this country, are the one that's levitating him to get back up and continue to fight. You understand his character development is coming from the idea that instead of protecting one friend, he is now protecting everybody in that country. It is worded really carefully to get the understanding that he's not really being forced because Soyo is doing all this without stopping. Rather, it's because that is the influence that he gets the idea that if one person fails, why stop there? You can always retry. You can always get something that you could get back up. You have many reasons and you can't stop where you're at right now. So that's where Zenzo comes back in. The fact that he helped the Shinshigumi, it gives you that sense that he truly cares about the people now. He truly wants to help. He truly wants to do something that is very meaningful for himself as well as for his friends. Once again, back on his feet, and it's great. The fact that it connects to the early segment, the way how everybody established that they're in a hometown and nothing's going to change that, and finally get back what they have before, their freedom. Everything about this was written so well, lets you know that these guys have their motivation. The art in this chapter was really well done. When it comes to the comedy, it really worked. It's very comical. Every panel really makes the comedy comes alive. It brings a lot of laughter just to see how it all plays out, especially just seeing a gorilla playing soccer. It looks so wacky, but that's what makes it work, as well as seeing a lot of hyped up moments. The fact with that one shot with Gintoki and everybody else running in that place just give you the idea that these guys are always going to live in that home. Whether you destroy a building, whether you scrape a building, whether you destroy that ground, it's just going to be their hometown. And the same thing at the final page. That page was so hyped up. I really like everything that this chapter delivered. And once again, Gintama is on his way to making this final arc with a huge bang. Chapter 607 gets a 9. I don't know if we're going to have more comedy. I think we will, because it's still early on, and once the serious moment, like a 100% serious moment comes in, then of course we can't have that many comedy. I understand his timing on the comedy. Usuro and Gintoki confrontation happened before this whole comedy segment comes in, and it makes sense because it's not like, hey, you know, we're still doing the comedy with this serious moment. It has its own space. That's the thing. You can mix it up. Sorochi does mix it up at times, but when it gets very serious, it really gets serious, and it needs to be addressed the way it has to be done. This is why I love Gintama on how it utilizes timing, how he addresses writing, and how he addresses his characters. It's something that you could really appreciate Sorochi and his hard work effort. My thoughts are told. Don't let yours on hold. Leave a comment below. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel, and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.